Okay, any other public comment? Mr. Pullella.
Tony Pullella, 4 Sunset Court. First of all, I want to thank Bob for coming up here. I did not ask him to come here, but I do want to set the record straight on a couple things. If you have anything, Jim or Timmy, regarding a public information request that I made about the Elks concerning something, please produce it. But I've never filed a complaint. That was an open public information request regarding, right, no complaint, Jim, ever, ever, okay? So, a few meetings ago, I challenged everyone here who has slandered my name and my reputation, Mr. Mayor, Sam Storino, Timmy, just 2 weeks ago, to Bob Smith, Jim Barber, constantly telling anyone that will listen that Tony Pullella filed complaints against the Elks and other service organizations. It's totally false. Again, how can citizens, taxpayers, and voters believe anything that you tell them when in fact you look people in the eye and you lie to them? Sam Storino at a Republican club meeting stood up and said, we cannot do this anymore because Tony Pullella called the state ABC and filed a complaint.
Did your lawyer call Tony?
Excuse me. May I?
Call?
Do I have the floor?
Yeah.
You can comment when I'm done. I listened to you.
Go ahead.
Did you make that comment? Because my running mate, Dr. Kern, was there and heard you make that statement. Well, that was an absolute bold-faced lie, Sam. Now let me finish, okay? As far as the service organizations are concerned, I can show you copies of the checks where I have donated money to those service organizations time and time again. There's one other thing, Mr. Mayor, that you forgot to tell the audience, okay, since you want to show how the city's always on the right side of the issue. About 4 years ago, our organization had a meeting with yourself. I believe it was John Murray.
Who's our organization?
The Brigantine Licensed Beverage Association.
And who do you
does not exist.
Who do you represent? Let's hear who you represent in the Licensed Beverage Association.
May I continue?
No, I'm just curious. You're representing our organization. Who are they? Because none of the other license owners know that it exists.
Every licensee on this island. So,
It does not exist, Mr. Pullella.
excuse me, Jim. At that meeting, if I may, at that meeting, representatives of Stake 38, Joe Diamore, myself from the Laguna Grill,
Right.
Brian Cassano from the Beach Bar, and acknowledgments and our ability to represent them, the other licensee on this island. We met with yourself, Councilman Murray, and Jim Barber.
Right.
We told you at that meeting that we had some issues concerning the private clubs doing functions without permitting. And while we endorse those organizations, we all have liquor license and we all have to obey the law. The law requires that you get permits, especially for service organizations that have private licenses, okay? They're only allowed to do X amount of license open to the public annually.
Right.
So we came to you as a industry trade group requesting to sit down, okay, and try to make things right. We also told you we had some issues with the liquor license at the golf course. Your basic statement to us was, well, this is the way we run our island, and if you don't like it, you can lump it. And I'm paraphrasing, but those other individuals were there, and they will back up what I'm saying.
Well, I'd like to hear from them because.
Well, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people are they're afraid to come up and speak. But were they there, Mr. Mayor? Were they there? You were at that meeting.
There were several people there.
No. Specifically, the people that I mentioned, were they there?
Probably they were, Tony.
No, not probably, Mayor. Were they or were they not there?
This is a meeting that took. I'm not. You may be right. They may have all been there. I'm not disputing who was there.
Okay.
But clearly,
okay, so then,
you were there to complain about the private clubs.
I'm sorry. We were there to inform this body, the people that run this island, that there were things going on, okay, that were not permitted and were not legal.
Well, let's not
and we
mix-
came as a trade group.
Let's not mix words. You were there to complain. In
Well, you can
fact,
call it a complaint.
Right, you were there to complain, and you took exception with, and Jim Barber asked a question. He said, do you have a problem with someone having a sandwich and a beer at the American Legion? And you said yes. Now deny that. Did you say that?
Excuse me, may I answer it?
But did you say
May
that?
I answer it? This was an illustration that Jim made.
Right, and what was your answer?
May I answer the question,
Well,
Mr.
you know,
Mayor?
tell us what your answer
I mean,
is.
I'm not in court. I don't have to say yes or no. May I answer the question?
You
May
are
I answer the question?
cross-examining everyone here,
May I
both
answer the
yourself
question?
and your surrogate. So
May
tell
I
me what
answer
your
the question?
answer was.
Please
May I
answer the question.
Okay.
Move on.
He made an illustration. Sam, don't say move on.
Well, Tony, you
Excuse
won't
me,
answer.
Sam.
You won't
Excuse me,
answer.
Sam.
Well-
You lied to the people in this community.
Tony,
You,
can you-
mister, at your house,
Sam.
at your restaurant, Mayor Gunther, John Murray, Sue Schilling were running for office. You were their opponent. I sat in your restaurant. I'll swear on a stack of Bibles, pal. You said to me, I'm going to run for election. I said, why, Tony? You said to me, because I want to know what's going on because they're affecting my business. I said, Tony, that's the wrong reason to run for it.
Sam, excuse me.
And I'll swear to that, pal.
Sam. Well, you lied before, Sam. Why wouldn't you lie again? Sam,
Tony,
you were,
can you
you were,
answer
the-
excuse me.
If
You
we
were at
could-
my, wait a minute.
No, but Tony, let's...
Well, I'm not done my
But
comment.
I understand
I'm not
that,
done my
but
comment.
quite frankly, the logic is very circular. When you look at what's going on, you're telling us you came in to complain, then you're saying you never complained. So tell us exactly what you're trying to achieve.
Well, here's what I'm trying to achieve,
Okay.
Mayor. I'm trying to let the people in Brigantine know that I think that they should not, okay, believe what you tell them. Okay? Now, I want to finish my comments regarding this whole episode here because I'm personally, I'm very upset. You people have slandered me, okay? You've hurt my reputation, and I know you did it because I was running for city council, and you could probably get some additional votes, but that's okay. You know what? In 2007, Mr. Mayor, I had the best year that I ever had at the Laguna Grill, so please continue to do what you're doing because it's working perfectly. Now, Sam, you say that you do all these functions for the baseball teams and all those things.
I'm sorry. I didn't
You
say
s-
I do them. I just said there's a lot of functions to
Well,
go on.
you catered them, Sam. Everybody knows you catered them.
Everybody does stuff, Tone.
Sam, you catered every function at the Elks. You're the exclusive caterer for 25 years. And did you only do
30
charity events, Sam, or did you do weddings and other functions where you made money?
Sure.
Oh, you made money. Okay, so you talk about the charities, but you made money
Tony,
catering
wait a minute,
those.
wait a minute.
Okay?
If it's a wedding, that's not a charity, pal.
Okay, but what I'm saying, Sam, you have to get a permit for the wedding, right?
We do. We're only allowed
Okay,
12.
so when you say you had to get permits for everything, there were weddings that you didn't get permits for either, Sam. And I have a copy.
Tony?
I have a copy of all of the permits that you got
When we
in
found
04,
out-
05, and 06.
When we found out that we were in violation and when we were doing it the wrong way, we started doing it the right way.
Okay.
Okay,
Tony,
we
I'm
did.
not sure what the point is.
Well, the point, Mr. Mayor, is that the solicitor and you people continue to slander my reputation by saying that I filed a complaint with the state ABC, and it's an absolute falsehood. It's an absolute falsehood. Well, Tim, it was in print that I called the ABC on the Elks, and it was stated by the public officials on many occasions. So the point is, when Mr. Smith came and told me that you said you had documentation that would prove that I filed a complaint, I said, Bob, here's what I have. I didn't ask Bob Smith to come here tonight, and I didn't ask him to have a conversation with you. So all I'm saying is, okay,
And the
members
letter
of-
was mailed to Bob Smith's office, house
oh,
anonymously?
no, Bob Smith comes to my restaurant every
Okay.
Sunday for breakfast.
Well,
And
then-
he asked
Right.
me about the conversation.
Okay.
Okay? So my point is, and I don't expect an apology because I know you won't give me an apology, but I do want everybody in this room to know, and anybody that may be looking on TV, that you people have lied. You have
Hold on,
lied.
Tony, no one here has lied, okay? And
Horrible guy.
believe me, you're not going to put words in my
When
mouth.
you state that I filed a complaint with the state
I don't know
ABC,
if I ever
that's a
said.
lie.
I don't know if I ever said you filed a complaint with the ABC. I think I've said you complained about the service organizations, which you just said.
Right.
You came in here and had a meeting with us and complained about.
That's
them.
not a lie, Tony.
Mayor, when
You want
when members of this community, okay,
Right.
who love this community,
Right.
and who have raised their family in this community, and they run their business in this community, when they see an injustice, rather than file a complaint with the authorities, which then would bring down the authorities on the people that are conducting the improper functions, you go to the city fathers like good citizens and you say, guys, there's a problem. How can we resolve it? Okay? Don't pat us on the back and ask us to leave, because that's the way you run this island, because you've been running it that way for far too long. Thank you.
Tony,